What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. This time bringing you guys, pretty standard prediction video for GTX's Ouroboros card. Probably didn't pronounce that right, try to get that right, but dope card over there on GTX that Disasters put together. I think it's like a pretty solid card top to bottom. Around, I don't know what people's indicators are expecting for it was. I know that there's been some confusion. Also, for those of you who don't know, the Crooked Eye battle, Crooked Eye and Diz, is happening in December. So if you're watching this video, you're a little bit confused about GTX is doing. There's a lot of big name stuff, going on over there. So I don't know, people expected maybe a little bit more of more from the undercard, but I still think it's like a pretty solid undercard. There's 2 to 3 battles here that I'm especially excited for. Some that I'm just 50-50 on, but you just let it see how it plays out. You got about, let me see here, I think it's like 7. That's 7 or 8 battles. Got around 7 or 8 battles here. So, good amount of battles on the card, some really good, interesting style matchups. And I'm just going to give, quick little run over here. I'll give some more in-depth for the battles I'm super interested in and run over some of the battles that I just think, like I said, are standard. But without further ado, let's just get right into my predictions for the card. So first few battles starting from the bottom of the card, XL versus Reverse Live. Dope battle. I think of 2 guys that have pretty unique styles and pure rappers. Reverse Live is a former King of the Dot champion. I think XL is pretty underrated overall. A lot of people throw the word underrated around, but when you talk about a guy like XL that can beat top tiers, you know what I'm saying? Beat A-Ward last year, had a great battle with Loso back on Bullpen. Seen a few different guys done great. I know he fumbled it when he's had his opportunity on URL, but I think Excel is like an underrated battler, underrated just lyricist, crazy with the pen. I actually think it's like a pretty dope matchup. I have Excel having a bit of a show out here, though. I got Excel 2-1 clear, possible 3-0. I think Reverse Live rap's really good. I think that's where you get a lot from guys that come from, more of these older, West Coast, maybe King of the Dot, or, King of the Dot's not West Coast, but King of the Dot, West Coast bass rap, even more grind time rappers. You see really good flow pockets, but sometimes the actual content is lacking a little there. So I don't know what type of angle or approach you take for XL. Maybe he takes a crazy one, but I got XL 2-1. Then we got Active versus True Theory. True Theory coming from We Go Hard. Pretty solid battle. I'm not too familiar with his work, but he's solid. And then Active, obviously, pretty decent. A little bit of a charismatic figure in terms of how he upholds himself outside of battle rap. Talking a lot about smacking the fuck out of people and this and that. But listen, if you're getting no-showed a lot, I understand the frustration as well. So hard to fault the guy for that. But also should be like just a pretty cool battle. Like I said, not too familiar really with the setup. I'm going to go Active 2-1 because obviously I've seen a little bit more Active. Active's been doing good work in the RBE straight to it setting. So shout out to him. I got him 2-1 going into this battle, but we'll see if True Theory, maybe he's able to surprise me a little bit, make me a fan. Right from there, we get into Young Cannon versus Fate, which is good. Standard, just bar fest. Fate is definitely, even though he's got some memory issues, I think he's stumbling a little bit, and you saw that especially during the King of the Dot season. But Fate is fire. I think he writes a little bit more profound, better shit than YK. I think as YK's gotten, more into battle rap, as you see, it's always been kind of default punch, and I think even the haymaker rate's going down a little, so he's going to give you what he gives you. Young Cannon can definitely come and win this battle. He's a professional. He's a lot of experience at the game. Man, Young Cannon's been on a volume and a gnome. Give Young Cannon his respect, but, I know that especially one would say he might have been a little bit long in the tooth now. Like I said, the punch style is really like grinded to a halt with him. And I actually got Fate with the 2-1 edge over the vet. I think that he's got a little bit more potential in him. I think he might understand the moment, clean up some of those stumbles, and you see Fate come around with a 2-1 win. And then that gets us into Satire versus Marv 1. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be disrespectful. I was not... Grind time is beyond my time. I have watched some grind time footage. It's not particularly a lot of it that I personally is like my preference to battle rap. I've never seen Satire before, so it would be unfair of me to judge him here. I'll try to catch up on a battle or two. Obviously, he's big in the grind time days, so I'll try to catch up on a little of that on the lead up to this card. But by default, got Marv. I would say by default I have Marv 2-1 if I just had to guess on paper. I have confidence in Marv. Marv, obviously professional, a legend for many different things. Behind the scenes in battle rap, impact wise. Early on pioneership, but. I'm going to go with Marv just because that's what I'm familiar with right now. And then lastly, before I get to the top 3 matchups, which I'll talk about a little more in depth, is the Swords versus Chef Trez. Freestyle factor is humongous here. Both, one is a super duper legend of the scribble jams in the freestyle era. The other is one of the best modern day rebuttalers, easily one of the GOAT rebuttalers. I think I have Chef Trez 2-1. I know he's been a little lackadaisical. He's talking about getting back on URL, but maybe his energy hasn't been the best. But I think the Soares, as he comes to the end, he hits his pockets, but just think he doesn't have enough of the tank to go 3 with Chef Trez. So I have Chef Trez 2-1, possible 3-0 in that battle. And that gets us into the top 3 battles of the card. First is Passwords versus B Magic. Pass versus Magic. Dope battle. What I love to see for Pass is them putting up against pure rappers. The way that Pass battles, he's not going for punchlines, not really going for landing stuff. He just wants to display his rapping ability, and who better to do that than a B Magic, who actually has been a little better in recent time. Saw versus Danny Myers, he had a very good battle, and when Magic respects you, he brings the magic, we hope to see. We all know that Magic's been hit or miss between choking, showing up with not enough material, all types of different stuff, but we know that Magic, when he comes prepared, is just one of the greats. It's always such a good feeling to see Magic give a great performance. Going into this, I do think Magic will have respect. At the very least, he's coming with the pure rapping, and somewhere where he's not going to get outpunched. Some of his rapping has become more fillery based for Magic as he gets a little, obviously longer in his career. It's not as much of the haymakers. Part of that's the memory, just kind of lazy writing. But one like this, even just off pure rapping ability, I think Magic has some of the best flows in battle rap history. And I think he will outpunch easily, have the better maybe content, like line for line stuff to Pass. So he already has that advantage. And then it's not like Pass, who usually just can out rap his opponents. It's not like he's just going to do that to Magic. Magic's going to come and flex that skill trait. Maybe he's going to come and fully focus on that. So if you're a fan of pure rapping, flow pockets, this battle is going to be incredible. I can't wait to watch this one. Pass versus Verb ended up being a good battle. I expect this one to be very similar in the flow versus flow way, but even better. And I have Magic 2-1 taking that battle. So very excited for that. And it gets me into the co-main event, A Ward versus Kitchen Clean. Clean Paper QP versus A Ward. Dope battle. Ward obviously has Nitty coming up. Just did a video on that, so if you want to see that, that was my last video talking about that and another mega matchup that was announced. So Ward's got his work cut out for him, but he's very good, under short prep. And at that, I just think that he's a lot better than Clean right now. Even though Clean is having a good year, had a debatable. I have him winning as long as many other people. Kind of have him winning clear versus Gichi. So even though some would say, is that a prep Gichi? So, but he did it. You can't take that away from him, even if it's not like full on, I have the biggest, this stage, this moment. He still stepped in the ring with Gichi Gotti for 3 rounds. Gichi Gotti that was pretty decent and got the win to a lot of people. So is it possible? I think Clean can put together his comedic stuff and kind of take the attention of writing off the battle. I think that's the one thing that comedy does for you in battle rap is when you have a guy like A Ward who's going to take a very tailor-made approach, very specific, kind of a serious, like real breakdown. Being a jokester can, possibly diffuse that. So that element is there, but like I said, I think A Ward writes better the rebuttals. I think he has better approach, more of a clean delivery, just confidence right now. Like I've said it, many a time, I think he's one of the 5 best battlers in the world right now. So I have A Ward 2-1 clear, possible gentlemen's, which is crazy. I say Clean has a chance, then I go and say that, but that's just how much belief I have in Ward. There is a chance that Clean can get this battle, but Ward takes his craft very serious. I see him prepped and ready to go. And that's, covering those 2 battles again. I have B Magic 2-1 edge over Pass, possibly clear. And then I have A Ward 2-1 clear, possible Gentleman's 30 over Clean. And then last to cover, we have the main event, Disaster versus Gichi Gotti. Definitely a super matchup. Going in, I think people are a little skeptical. Diz actually had a great main event, entertainment-wise, especially in his last versus Oxino, the first GTX event, the international star. And it was actually a pretty fun battle to watch, and I think that's what they're going for here. It's not just war, it's the fight of the death. We're talking about legacies here. Disaster fills a hole in the lane of battle rap where, yes, you're going to have to be competitive. It's a different style, and you're going to have to bring a good version of yourself. But this is about reaching eyes. This is about pure rapping ability, and it's really about entertainment more than anything. That's what I've always kind of started to view Disaster battles as, more of a spectacle, which is still good. There's still entertainment to find in there. As someone that's not even particularly that fond of Diz's extremely multi-heavy style, I know it's very heavily critiqued by a lot. We know that there's moments he can get to rambling, but he seems in a good headspace mentally, in life. I think he is doing a lot of great things over here with GTX, especially the royalties and getting royalties for your battles. So many, great things coming from what they're doing here. So I have nothing but to salute for GTX's movement. Also, shout out Bree, you know what I'm saying? also working over there at GTX, all the work she does. She shows my channel a lot of love too. So shout out to her and Bloodline Battle League, in the spaces, everything that she's got going on. So a lot of love for their movement over here. And when you get a main event like this, that's what you're expecting, is just to showcase a great talent. I do have Gichi coming away 2-1 pretty clear. Just a big fan of Gichi's style. I think he's going to be able to talk some real gritty West shit. And what more, better for Gichi to talk about than some real West to West shit versus another West legend. I think it might bring out something that people have been waiting to see, something unique in the angle pattern here, and something that I think Gichi himself is very prideful on. He said going up to this is the biggest battle of his career, global eyes on him, and just what it's going to do for the West Coast, how much the West Coast means to him holding that title on his back, and then going against another West legend of this caliber. I'm expecting a dope battle. Really preference, I have Gichi 2-1 clear, but it's really for my preference because what Diz does is very different. But I'm expecting a dope, just a fun main event. And overall, even though there's no pop off the page, super anything crazy on the undercard to a lot of people, there's a lot of solid matchups here. Like I said, A-Ward versus Clean, Passwords versus B-Magic I think is solid. Even on the undercard, Young Canada versus Fate has the potential to be a bar fest. The Source and Chef Trez could have some freestyling, intangibles that make the battle rewatchable. So, definitely some cool stuff here. I can't wait to see this card. It'll definitely be a good one. Shout out to GTX once again for everything they're putting on. And can't wait to see the undercard for that Crooked Eye Disaster card. Because, I'm excited for that. Celebrity Battle, there's some toss-ups when it comes to that. But especially that undercard is going to have some good shit. So I'm looking forward to it. But dope battle. Those are my predictions for GTX's event. I believe it's August 3rd, so it's coming right up. Is it August 3rd? I could be tripping. Oh, camera fell, but overall, looking forward to it, and can't wait to see. Like I said, it's a little quiet in these battle rap streets right now, but can't wait to see what else comes out that I can cover in the soon future. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.